So what's going on, guys? I'm back for another video. Today we're just going to be chilling in some Horizon 3 and talking about what I'm looking forward to and what I'm kind of worried about in Horizon 4. I've got a couple bullet points set up that I'm just going to run through. So we'll start out with some things that I am super excited for. So I'm super excited for the custom races. That's something that I'm surprised they didn't have in this game. They had the blueprints in the game, and everybody thought that they were going to be the custom races, but they turned out to not be that great. The only thing I ever use the blueprints for is you can just go into it and set a waypoint, and then you have 30 minutes of no traffic driving. That's pretty much all I've ever used it for. Granted, there are some cool blueprints you can find, but you have to friend people and then do the races that they've made, and it would have been a lot better if they had like a better system for it. Like you go into like an auction house kind of style thing, and you can just see a bunch of the custom blueprints that people have made and do those. But I'm hoping that that's what custom races is going to be. Even if it's not, I don't really care. It's going to be exciting. They have said that you can't start the races anywhere. There's select points that you have to start from, similar to the blueprints, but from there you can make a completely custom set of waypoints, which is cool. I'm excited for it. It'll be interesting to see the kind of courses that people lay out, and I'm also excited to set up my own races. My second bullet point that I'm really excited for is online rewind. I don't do a lot of online racing, so that doesn't really matter to me, but and I honestly don't really, even in single player, I don't use rewind that much. I guess I kind of do during actually no, I really don't ever use it. But it's still a cool feature to have in online, and I'm glad they're putting it in. But I just put that as a pro because it's just a cool new feature that they're adding in that I'm excited to have. It's just a cool thing just to be able to do that online now as well and work as smoothly as it does. And I got another point here. I'm just gonna skip that one. I'll come back to it. Another pro, drift suspension. One problem that I had with this game that wasn't a problem until people found out about them, I guess. The Horizon Edition cars in Horizon 3 with the drift perk to them had significantly more angle than all of the other cars in the game. And I personally found myself, after getting used to those cars, I could never go back to drifting with the other cars because it just didn't seem as fun. I wasn't able to throw as much angle, and I don't know, it's just way more fun to use the Horizon cars, and it really made all the other cars kind of feel like crap. So I'm super excited they're putting the drift suspension in the game, because they're making it so that you can put on that crazy angle on pretty much any car. I do think they said that there's going to be special cars that can have the drift suspension, and you can't just put it on absolutely anything, which is still fine because I guarantee it's going to be more than like 6 or 7 cars like in this game that was just the Horizon Edition cars with the drift. So I'm excited for that. And then on that point, I guess, is the perks on cars. If you don't know about them, it's just essentially using a car. You pause the game, or you can go to a menu for it, and each car has perks that you can unlock for it. Each perk has like its own challenge that you have to do to unlock the perk, and then it gives you bonuses. Like one of them is an extra life, so for your skill chain, so you can hit 2 things for it to expire instead of just having 1 thing, which is cool. Another thing is like doubling the amount of skill points you get in total. So I'm curious to see if it's just going to be skill point based, and then how that's also going to affect the Horizon Edition cars in the game. Is it going to make it so that they're not as sought after, or what? And I'm curious to see too how that affects the auction house with Horizon Edition cars, and how crazy the money is that people will sell cars for and buy cars for, and if that's going to affect selling and buying cars. I'm curious to see how that's going to be. But anyway, I'll go back to the point that I skipped, which is the handling system for the game. I'm sorry if I'm kind of jumping all over the place. I have a bunch of points I want to get to, and I want to make sure I get through all of them in a video and not have me rambling on too much. I do have quite a bit of cons that I'm worried for, so I'm just trying to go through my pros real quick. But the biggest thing that's kind of an in-between for me is the handling system for cars now on different surfaces. So it was definitely there in this game, it's definitely noticeable. I mean, if you take a rally car on dirt, you have a lot more grip than something like a supercar. Well, I guess I wouldn't say a lot, but it's definitely noticeable. And in the next game, they said they're completely nerfing it. So driving a supercar on a dirt road isn't gonna. You'll notice a difference that it's a dirt road compared to a paved road, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about that because yes, it does make sense in like a simulation game, but this isn't really a simulator. This game is an arcade style. It's more of an in-between game, and I think that how they had it was perfect, was almost perfect. I think that in this game, supercars and things should handle a little worse than they do on dirt and like off-road and things like that. Because then you would have it so that like all of the leaderboards for like off-road races wouldn't just be a bunch of supercars and things like that, just because of the speed that they can get, and their handling on the dirt was still super crazy. But I do kind of like that because like it's a video game. You're meant to just use anything on any surface and just have fun. Like this isn't real life. If I want to take a Lamborghini Aventador, throw some rally suspension on it and some rally tires and go rally the thing, I should be able to do that and have a decent outcome for it. So I'm curious to see how it's going to be. I don't think they're going to nerf it as crazy as I think they do, but I'm still curious to see what they're going to do with that. So then we're going to go into my cons. We'll just start out with the big one that I think a lot of people are worried about, which is the seasonal changes. So if you don't know about it, there's the 4 seasons in the game, which is summer, winter, autumn, and spring, which is just the normal seasons in real life. But they're going to be changing weekly. So in a month, you would have the 4 seasons. You know, you just go through the 4 weeks, changes on the weekends or whatever. I'm really worried about that because I think that they're going to try and push the seasons on you and have it so that you can't really just like go into like a private online game and change the season and just set it to something, which is really going to worry me because like with that nerf that I was just talking about of supercars, when the winter season comes out, I'm not going to be able to go out and make a video on a supercar I just bought or something like that, or whatever. Like I'm not going to be able to drive my crazy supercars because they're not going to handle as great. They're not going to be as fun to drive. But at the same time, I'm excited that it's going to force me to drive other cars, and then it's going to make when the summertime does roll back around and I pull out those hypercars and things like that, it's going to make them even more fun to drive. But I'm just kind of worried about that. I don't know a better system to what they could make it. I guess having single player and having online just be forced to do those changes, I think is fine. I think that people are really going to like it for the first 2 months, and after that, it's just going to become kind of a nuisance of, man, I really wanted to get on and play today, but it's wintertime, or I really wanted to go do this, but it's this season, or whatever. Or I really wanted to drive in the snow, but it's summer, and I have to wait 2 more weeks. I think that it can be balanced out into so that you could go to a private mode and just change the season. I think that would really balance it out and make it so that for YouTubers definitely, or streamers or whatever, or really anybody that just wants to do something in a certain season. That's one thing I really liked about the Blizzard Mountain is I can go drive in the snow whenever I want. I'm not restricted to only driving here when it's just sunny and rainy, or only going over to Blizzard Mountain where it's got the blizzard and the snow. I can go back and forth whenever I want. So I could go over there, drive a bunch of cars, have fun driving in the snow, and then whenever I get bored of it, I can just instantly come right back here, drive more hypercars, and have more fun driving with the grip. I'm curious how it's going to be, but I'm also really excited. I don't know. We just have to really wait and see on a lot of this stuff and just see how they actually do it, how it feels, how the game plans out through its life cycle and stuff like that. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get to my second point, or my second con, which is the online ghosting. So essentially, it's just and it's also in the speed traps and the drift zones, but we'll get to that in a different point. So just like online free mode now has ghosting. So if I'm just driving and I just go and hit this other, let's say that van's another player, that won't happen. I will just go right through them. It's just kind of like an anti-grief method, but at the same time, I don't really think that should be there, because part of having fun online is like racing people and like going bumper to bumper and doing certain challenges. Like you can't really go online and play tag anymore or whatever. And another thing is just like doing tandems, like drifting online with random people is a lot different now because of that. You'll have to like go on and be like, hey, you want to drift? Sure, okay, let's go private lobby. Because it's fun to be able to drift side by side in a perfect tandem and get those like door taps and things and be affected by that person slowing down, taking the corner too tight, or they're transitioning, so I have to slow down to give them space and then get back up close to them in the next corner. That doesn't really affect it now because it's just like if I'm drifting a corner and then they slow down and they're drifting it tight and I'm going super fast to go to the outside, I could just go right through them. And I'm not a huge fan of it. I think that they're definitely tailoring the game for like a casual player of the game, and I don't know how I feel about that, but it's alright. Like I said, we'll just have to see on how this stuff comes out. But another ghosting point is like speed zones. So I'm in a speed zone right now. I could just go right through all of these cars on the road. I don't like that at all. That completely nerfs. I guess it doesn't really nerf it. I don't know. It just completely tailors the game for casual players, and because like there is something so special and so satisfying about doing a drift zone or doing a speed trap over and over again, and like kind of getting messed up by traffic, and like it sucks, but it makes that perfect run and that perfect time that you get because you got the perfect traffic, you were weaving through perfectly. It made it even more satisfying, and I don't know. It's just my personal opinion. I'm sure that the majority of people are going to disagree with me on the speed zones and drift zones having ghosting. I'm really interested to see how it's going to be. I'm sure I'm going to like it overall, but because it's going to be easier, but at the same time, I do like things with more of a challenge. It just lowers the skill gap between the drift zones, and, you know, it's whatever. But next point, which is a huge one for me, and I think I'm going to stop on this one, is the emotes and clothing being in the game. So it's cool, emotes, we don't really know what they're going to be yet, how they're going to be useful, because obviously I'm not just going to be like, I can't just get out of my car and do an emote like in Grand Theft Auto, but like the clothing, I mean, I guess it's alright, you know, you can make your dude look like a racer, but like if we look at my dude right here, I don't see his legs. All I see is his shirt, his arm, just his upper body. That's all you're ever gonna see, and maybe like some gloves on the person. But so I don't really think it's that big of a deal. It is cool to have the customization, but I just hate that those two things are gonna be in the wheel spins from now on, because it's just gonna make it so that like I know that if I go in here and I buy a wheel spin, I'm either gonna get money or I'm gonna get a car, which is awesome. But I hate the fact knowing that I'll go in a wheel spin and I could get a ton of other stuff. I could get some random crappy clothes or something like that, and it really sucks. I think they're just definitely tailoring the game towards adding more stuff to wheel spins so that you're more incentivized to buy more stuff. Like, oh man, I really like that t-shirt. I'm gonna go buy some credits with my real money. I'm gonna pay $20 and buy some credits so that I can go open some wheel spins and hopefully get that outfit I want. I don't like that. I don't think that they're gonna go more microtransaction-y, because they are in the game, but I don't think many people use them. But I don't know. I don't think anybody's really a fan of that. But at the same time, I'm happy to have new content in the game. I'm happy to have an incentivized to play the game and unlock those wheel spins through natural progression. But I'm just really curious to see how what it's gonna look like. But anyway, if you did enjoy this little video, I guess not really little, it's a little longer, but just me ranting on, trying to get some of my points off about what I'm excited for, what I'm not excited for. Leave a like down below if you liked it. If you didn't like it, tell me why. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. I'm super excited for the game to come out. We still have like a month or two left, and I'm beyond excited for this game. If it sounds like I was kind of bashing the game, that's definitely not. I guarantee I'm more excited than anybody else. The game looks phenomenal. The joy coming through me watching the trailers and watching all these live streams that they're releasing and stuff is just phenomenal. I'm super excited to have a new Horizon game because I love this game so much. But anyway, if you did enjoy, leave a like, leave a dislike, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. And as always, guys, I'm out.